welcome to Round Robin. I'm your host, Robin McCormick with the City of Hampton, and today we are going to tell you an exciting history story and also inform you of a fun, I guess that's the right word, battle reenactment, two-day reenactment coming up in the city. My guests are Mike Cobb from the Hampton History Museum.
Robin.
Welcome back.
Good to be here.
And our dear friend, the Constable of Hampton.
Greetings, greetings.
Formerly known as Randy Gnatowsky, but generally a constable now, at least when we see
just
you.
He looks a lot
Constable or
like
Constable Hartless.
Randy, yeah.
Yes, he does. So, okay, Mike, you know me in battles and my ability to keep history straight. This battle, Battle of Hampton, set the scene for me. Which war? What is Hampton like at the time?
1775, October. The American Revolution had begun in Massachusetts with the battles of Lexington and Concord, but the war had not come south. Although a Virginian led the armies in Massachusetts, George Washington, the South was still not in the war. The royal governor of Virginia, Lord Dunmore, had to take to his ship in order to rule Virginia because the Patriots were rising. A lot of unrest was occurring. And Dunmore from shipboard was trying to govern his unruly colony. But he was raiding towns up and down the rivers from his boats. Well, what happens? In September 2nd, one of his boats, a small boat named the Liberty, a little tender, gets washed up on the shores of Hampton during a hurricane, mighty storm. Aboard that ship happened to be Captain Matthew Squires, who commanded the larger ship, the Otter. With Squires was an enslaved man, Joseph Harris. Joseph Harris was a very skilled pilot with very valuable service. He could navigate boats. He, like many other enslaved people, had run away to the British because the British offered them asylum. So Harris took the initiative, gained his freedom, and when this ship ran aground, little boat ran aground, he and Captain Squires commandeered a small boat and went back to the larger ship, the Otter. Squires is mad. He orders the Patriots in Hampton to return the goods from the boat. Now, they already burned the little boat, and they looted it. And Squires says, "Give me back my supplies." They said, "Well, return our enslaved people, and we will." There's a stalemate. Squires blockades the entrance to Hampton Harbor with his ships. And in October 1726, Squires comes into the river with his boats and starts to shell the town. Local militiamen are firing back from the shoreline. During the night, British ships work very hard breaking through the barricade that blocked the river. And also during that evening, the British were working, but also the Patriots were working. Companies from Culpeper and Williamsburg and other places came during the night armed, and they supplemented the local militiamen. The next morning, the Battle of Hampton was on once again, and this time with earnest. The British ships came closer to the town, having broken through the barricade, and the militiamen fired with hunting rifles, very accurate rifles. These rifles could just very, very, very sharp and deadly. And they were firing at the British. Now, these boats, the British boats, were small, and the gunnels weren't very high, so the men were exposed. So these men from the shorelines, hiding in the houses and behind breastworks and such, were able to pick them off.
Oh.
And what happened was, after about an hour or so, the British badly shot up. A number of men died, turned their ships around, and sailed out of the harbor. Thomas Jefferson gets very excited about this so-called Battle of Hampton, and he would write, "The Battle of Hampton has put Virginia into a perfect frenzy." What's important about the Battle of Hampton, Robin, is this was the first armed conflict in a southern colony, and it helped bring Virginia into the American Revolution to join Massachusetts and other colonies to form the army and the government that would soon become the United States.
Okay, I did not know this story. Why is it that we don't tell? I mean, I think it is because there are so many battles, and Hampton really was pivotal in kind of every war.
Every war, yeah.
You know, up until a certain point. But wow, I have not heard this story very much.
It's a little-known story, and Hampton is full of little-known stories that actually have had tremendous impact and helped shape the history of this nation.
So we are going to tell this. We aren't going to tell this
We're gonna
story.
tell
We're
it.
going to show
Show
this
it.
story.
Show the story.
This is like
That's
a
right.
live action reenactment. So, Constable, you are one of the Patriots defending our fair town.
We have to defend the town. The Lord Dunmore has threatened to burn the town of Hampton as well as burn Williamsburg. Lord Dunmore actually confiscated all of the gunpowder from the powder magazine in Williamsburg, leaving the town folk defenseless from the savages that may attack Williamsburg, and so we can't allow that here. So we take up arms, and we're very skilled at hunting, and the redcoats make it very easy to see the target. So, but we'll have 2 days worth of historical reenactments. We'll have the redcoats and we'll have the Patriots. There'll be an encampment similar to what we do for the Blackbeard Festival, have a periodically correct encampment at Mill Point Park. We'll reenact the sea battles that took place fending off the British invasion.
Now that's a little different. I mean, a lot of war reenactments are your land battles, but we're going to take this one, and that's where it happened. At least partly where it happened is
Well,
out to the Hampton. They called it the Hampton Creek at the time.
Right.
I was
They did.
looking at the posters, and it's considered the Hampton Creek to be historically accurate. We now call it the Hampton River.
The unique thing about this reenactment, most of the reenactments that people would go see would happen in a field. You would have two opposing sides, and your spectators would be off to one side or the other and fenced off from the action. We have no big fields in Hampton.
The war was not fought in a big field.
It was not fought.
It was not your Battle of Big Bethel or Antietam or
These
anything
will
like that.
be battles through the streets of Hampton, just as it was during the original battle, including artillery, which I'm very partial to, and.
You're not a cannon guy. You like the
Yes,
long
well,
rifle? I don't know exactly what it's called.
The Brown Bess. This was a typical weapon, actually used by the British forces and also adopted for the Patriots, among many. Anything we could acquire from, but the important thing was we could not allow Hampton to be burnt to the ground. And so this reenactment will demonstrate how the Patriots actually prevented, because they were terribly outmanned. I mean, Lord Dunmore had substantially more resources than the Patriots did. So,
partly financial resources, especially if they absconded with all the powder. But you know, the British were in control. They were wealthy, and that's part of what sparked the revolution.
The mightiest army and the navy in the world. The mightiest army and navy in the world.
So, did we win that battle?
Won that day, and as Jefferson said, it encouraged the Patriots to fight. You know, Robin, during the Revolutionary War, it's been estimated that about a third of the people supported the Patriot cause, about a third were Tories, and about a third were indifferent. So these men, like George Wythe and the men who fought along the shores of the Hampton River, really risk everything in order to rebel, because that was considered to be treason.
Oh, absolutely.
And the price of treason was very severe. Yes.
So, if we want to come out and watch this,
Do come.
oh yes.
What's the timing again?
The encampment will open up around 10 o'clock both Saturday and Sunday. The battles will be going on various times through the day. There'll be a number of living history demonstrations and so forth going on during both Saturday and Sunday. So anytime during Saturday and Sunday somebody wants to come out, there's going to be plenty for them to see.
All right.
And again, it will just demonstrate a small part of the tremendous, tremendous history that Hampton has. Hampton's been around a long time, and it's been the forefront of virtually everything great that has occurred to help build this nation. And so the residents should be very proud of their city.
We absolutely should. Now, Constable, we see you in pirate reenactments also, but the reenactors for this two-day event are going to come from not just Hampton, right?
Right. Matter of fact, a good portion of the reenactors will be coming from other areas, including Northern Virginia and I believe some from the Carolinas. So there'll be probably more than 100 historically accurate militia individuals as well as redcoats. We have to have something for the good guys to shoot at. So they, graciously.
Somebody always has to play the bad guy.
That's right. They have to play the bad guy. And in my case, this is part of history, and my wardrobe is divided up into centuries and decades. So
really? Okay. And now, where's the British ship coming from?
They'll be coming into the Hampton River, along with several small boats that we'll have. So we'll actually be doing several different demonstrations out on the water. The Mika 2 will be portraying the primary ship for the Royal Navy, and it's always a pleasure to shoot at the Sinbad and the Mika. So it's heavily armed. They have rail guns, and we'll have field artillery as well as some swivel, things from the day. Matter of fact, the Liberty, one of the items that Lord Dunmore was so upset about that was liberated from the Liberty when it ran aground was there were swivel guns on that vessel that were liberated for the cause of our liberty.
Right, right. Perfect. Okay, so this is free, right?
It is free and open to the public.
It's all over the
right.
streets of downtown Hampton.
And the Hampton History Museum will be open, and also there'll be an event at St. John's Church where we have individuals from the time portraying themselves and talking about the Revolutionary War.
That should be really exciting. So a little bit of a change from some of our focuses on the War of 1812 and all the Civil War anniversaries. We're going to go back to the beginning.
Back to the beginning.
And have a wonderful weekend. People coming from all over.
It's going back to the future.
Back to the future.
The sights and sounds
here.
of the American Revolution will be on the streets of Hampton.
All right. Thank you guys for this wonderful preview. And I hope you will plan ahead to attend this. You can get more information and schedules as the deadline approaches on hampton.gov or the Hampton History Museum website or Facebook page. I hope to see you there.